always, quick video update of the Birmingham rollers and the breeding for 2022 season. And as you guys can see from the last previous video I showed you guys, one of the pairs have actually already laid their egg in the second nest bowl. And as you guys can see, these guys also laid their second set of eggs. Don't want to bother them too much, but I did want to give you guys a slight update as far as how the second bowl works. So just kind of speed things up. This guy should be out maybe in the next, so I'm gonna say 5 days. As soon as these guys feather out from the bottom of the wing is when I like to pull them out. So this guy's about a week away from getting pulled out. Got this little guy here, a little bit younger than the blackbird, but we should be pulling this guy out here soon. Now as far as the kit birds go, as you guys can hear them in there, we got their full attention now because I've been cutting down on their feed. Kind of sucks that I only have such a little amount of birds because last year was such a hard year for me. I wasn't able to keep too many, so got their attention as far as feed goes. And then we got our 3 babies here. And as you guys can see, we got these guys' attention as well. Looks like they ran out of feed, so we got their full attention today. I'm gonna be releasing these older birds, but what I like to do first is I like to open this cage up so the babies can look around before I release the older set of birds. That way they get more comfortable with what's going on. So all these little tips and tricks is for all the new guys as far as best chances at being able to keep your birds and homing your birds without losing them. So right now what I'm doing is taking advantage of their age and them being not too eager to fly off. So what they're doing right now is they're looking around and they're paying attention to their environment. So really like to take advantage of this stage of the birds. So I'll show you guys here. I'll let these guys out now. That way the babies can see these guys fly out. So see this baby. That's what I like to see them do. It is a little windy today, but I'm gonna use the wind to my advantage. That way the birds get tired really quick and they come back down quick. I don't want them flying too much, especially because the predator still don't know how bad it is out here. It is about the season you want to start flying your birds, the predator starts to move on. So as you guys can see here, one of the little young birds decided to take off on its own, which is exactly what I like to see them do, because you want to get them familiar to the wing. So babies will do this about the first maybe week or so. They might need your help. So as long as they make it back to the cage, we're okay. So the whole purpose of these videos is just to show you guys progress. Everything's not sweet at the beginning of things. You gotta work your way up. So that's the whole purpose of these videos here. Just showing that you have to work your way up. Nothing's easy, especially the amount of birds. Just being able to keep the amount of birds you need for competition isn't so easy. So these guys kind of elevated because they seen a crow come right under them. So I'm gonna wait for them to get down a little bit lower, and then we'll continue the video. So while these birds come down from flight, I'll go ahead and give the young birds a little bit of feed just so they can start playing around and get comfortable. So as you guys can see, guys, for all the people learning how to fly young birds, it's monkey see, monkey do. Don't worry if the young bird doesn't necessarily take to the feed the very first day. Just wait till they feel a little bit more comfortable, because they will be like uncomfortable maybe day one of being in the kit box. So once the first bird takes to the feed, out of whatever feed tray you're feeding them, I'm currently transitioning over from the silver flat tray over to this style tray. So that's why I'm teaching my young birds how to eat out of this tray. If you guys noticed, when they started to eat, one of the three was climbing all over the tray. So that's because they don't understand that all they got to do is just calm down and eat what's right in front of them. So just because of that reason, I'm kind of making them learn how to take their time as far as eating, versus out of this tray. So little by little, day by day, repetition will be a big part of this. And then same thing with water. You might have to help your young bird, maybe day one or day two of training. But after they see a bird like this one, once they're all paying attention, they'll all learn. So it just helps you as far as training and helping the bird out. And then when you get them really comfortable in the kit box, that's what gives them the comfort of paying attention of what's all around them, and looking at the birds that are flying. So those birds are currently still up high. So actually, once they get a little bit lower, we'll get some better footage. So I'll leave the door open for these guys until the older birds land. That way they get more of a visual of what the older birds are doing, and when these guys are ready, hopefully they just follow. And that's where I'll be showing you guys the update of these three little guys making it to that kit, and then just being part of the kit, and then how long it takes them from when we brought them into the kit box to when they make it over to that kit box and they all get released at the same time. So Alright, so here we go. As you guys can see, the birds are now done eating. I usually gauge about how much they eat per day based on when they start leaving certain grains, which you guys can see they left all the peas. So what that tells me is they are feeling really healthy and they're feeling really strong, because the birds naturally know that when they need strength, they're gonna go straight after those peas first. So what I'm gonna do after today is I'm gonna take down the feed just a tad bit more, and just see if they're gonna continue to fly at the same rate. And what I'm looking for right now is control. So once I get them under control, then that's when we stop looking at how much we're feeding and we start to actually feed a little bit more when they start to come down on us a little bit early, or you know, just based on what I see. But I will be sharing all of that as we go and as we add the rest of the young birds. So yeah, as you guys can see, they look pretty happy and real healthy. So yeah guys, I will keep you guys updated on the breeding. As you guys can see, this pair already is sitting on their first egg, and yeah, my breeding lights turn on at about 6 or 7, I forget the timing, and then they turn off at about 10, 11. And what that does, it just gives them a few extra hours of breeding time. It lets the parents continue to jump up and down and feed the baby up until that time. So mostly it works when we got all 4 babies, when there's still 2 up here and then there's the 2 newborns down here. So that's mainly what the lights are for. But yeah, as we go, I'll explain more, and hopefully you guys are able to catch some of the tips and tricks that are being shown just based on my experience. Comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think.